Megan Hicks of I Run Far. I'm with Mathieu Blanchard. It's just a couple hours after the 2022 UTMB. You finished second place. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Um, you had an incredible race. You challenged for the win yesterday. How, and that's following up on a podium last year. How are you feeling at this moment?
I feel again, I think I said exactly the same on the cloud today. It's difficult to realize first to race the greatest athletes of all time. You know, when I started ultra trail running 5 years ago in 2017, I started to discover this activity with Kilian because I went on Google looking for word like trail, ultra trail, and at this time I found lots of video of Kilian running all the biggest races in the world, winning all the biggest races in the world, and running on all the biggest, the highest mountains in the course record everywhere in the world. And it's a guy who inspired me a lot. I bought a book as well, the first book he did, I guess, Run or Die or Run, I don't remember. And I read all the stories of Kilian, and at this time I was like, wow, he inspired me a lot. But if someone told me, you know, Matt, now you are reading the book of Kilian, and in 5 years you will fight against him on one of the biggest ultra trail races in the world at UTMB, I think I couldn't believe the person who told it to me. And then yes, I finished second, so it's a podium again for sure. It's great. And at the end, crazy, but my time I targeted was 21 hours. From last year, I did 21 and approximately 15 minutes. So I built my strategy around 21, and maybe, if possible, going under 21 would be crazy. But this time we run under 20, and it's the third thing's crazy that happened on this race.
I want to ask you how you felt starting this race this year. What was it like to return after, podiuming last year, running 21 hours? Did you come thinking, I want to try to protect a podium position. I want to try to race aggressively and see what my maximum potential is. Yeah, what did you think coming into this race?
I think last year I built great confidence with UTMB because I felt very good the whole race, and when I arrived at the finish line, I felt very good. I was like, when the speaker asked me questions, I was like, okay, I still have plenty of energy. If you want, just for fun, I can do for a second loop.
I can do a second loop.
I can do a second loop, and I think it helped me the month after the race to continue to train and to believe that I can do something faster on this race. About the podium, it's difficult because it depends with the other athletes if they are able to run fast or not. Because on some edition, running 21, you can win UTMB, but in other edition, if you run 21 and 30, you finish 5 or 6 or top 10. So it depends the other, but for sure, this year I train a lot. I train more than last year. Actually, as I started 5 years ago, every year I improve my level because I'm still young, so I have plenty of spaces to progress and to improve my level. And again, this year, I trained more than last year. I trained better, with more volume, with more specificity. So for sure, when I arrived at the finish line, with the confidence I built with the last edition, plus the training I made this year, I was really confident that I could beat my time and I can run fast. And this is a good thing to arrive on the start line very confident, because it plays a lot in the head more than the body on this kind of race. Yeah.
It seemed like in the first half of the race, you used sort of the same strategy as last year of trying to go calmly, staying behind the leaders, and then, I don't know if attacking is the right word, but trying to move up later. Maybe more aggressively so this year?
This is exactly the same. When a strategy works, don't change it.
Yeah.
So last year, the strategy I made was to run with some comfort. I mean, manageable comfort from the start line to Courmayeur,
Okay.
and then from Courmayeur feeling and try to push to the end. So I put time. I try to target time on each aid station,
Okay.
and if I arrive a little bit early on the time, I calm down a little bit, and if I arrive a little bit late, I try to push a little bit more. And this is what I did. And as you said, this is exactly what I did this year. I put times more aggressive from Chamonix to Courmayeur to go around 21, and then start to run more aggressively and more out of comfort from Courmayeur. But it was really more than out of comfort when I get to Kilian, because this was not a scenario I was thinking about. So this is the race as well. Sometimes things happen. You have to adapt and you have to take it as it's happening.
You seemed to make an incredible move on the field, sort of from Grand Col Ferret through after Champex-Lac, where you caught up all your time and then you were just there, now racing Kilian for the win.
Yeah, I felt so good from Grand Col Ferret. I was with Pau Capel and Thibaut Garivier, and we made a group, and I think we helped each other to push a lot. And I don't know why, but maybe I felt a little bit better. I went in front of them right after Lac Combal. I was very fast as usual in the aid station. And when I arrived at Courmayeur, I think I was fifth. And my crew told me that Jim and Kilian are pretty good in front, 15 minutes. And Tom Evans and Zach Miller was good as well, but a little bit more tired, but good. So in my head, I was like, okay, it's exactly the same scenario as last year. I arrived in Courmayeur very fresh, very confident, mentally. So the scenario is identical. Last year I arrived sixth, and people in front of me, it was Germain and Jim Wamsley and Pablo Villa. My crew told me, oh, they felt very bad at Courmayeur, so maybe you will be able to catch them soon. And this is exactly what I said. Okay, I'm fresh, and Tom and Zach are a little bit tired, so maybe I can catch them from Berton to Arnouva. And I think I catch them on the almost identical place than Jim and Pablo last year. So, but this time, when I catch them, I passed third, so virtually on the podium very soon, because last year I passed fourth when I passed Pablo and Jim. So I was able to get the boost you have in your head when you are virtually on the podium. It's really it's crazy actually. You feel good, but when you pass, actually for me, on the virtual podium, it gives you a crazy boost, and I was able to continue to push to maybe get on Kilian and Jim. But for me, I was like, okay, in front of me it's Jim and Kilian. I'm not sure I will be able to catch on them, but I know how Jim runs, sometimes not managing well the intensity. So we are this time at 100K, we still have 70K, and everything it's possible. So I kept pushing, and the end of the story was, yeah, crazy.
Let's talk about the end of that story. Is it a little before Valenciennes, you find yourself sharing the lead basically with Kilian? Jim Walmsley's now behind you. Can you talk about that battle and how did that go, and how are you feeling? Like from Iron Far's vision, it seemed like you were just able to work as hard as you could. Your body was doing what you wanted it to.
Yeah, it's It's a nice story actually. After La Folie, so 2010, 20, sorry, 110, 120K.
Okay.
My team manager told me that Kilian has trouble and that maybe he will drop because he don't felt good and everything. So I catched Kilian very fast from La Folie, and I arrived behind him very fast, and he was like almost walking. So I was like in my head, okay, for sure he will drop. So I arrived right behind Kilian, and for me, keeping on Kilian, it's for me. I have too much respect
Yeah.
to him to pass him like that very fast. So I stopped and I was like, okay, Kilian, how are you? Are you good? Do you need something? I'm so sorry. It's the race, but I have to continue.
Yeah.
No worry, Matt. Continue. Do your race. Blah 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 blah. And okay, so I started to run strong, and few minutes before he was almost walking, but now he was catching on me and was like, what is he doing?
What happened to you,
What
buddy?
happens? You didn't run for a long time because I catch on you. I took on you 10 minutes in less than 10K. It's crazy. And actually, at the end, we discussed a little bit. And what happened is that Kilian had trouble. Everybody thought it was physically, but it was not physically. It was
Interesting.
mentally. It was mentally because he ran hard with Jim all the way, and right before the downhill to Arnuva, Jim started to do his usual business, changing the intensity very fast, and he ran super fast the downhill to Arnuvas, and again he pushed on the uphill to Grand Col Ferret, and Kilian was like, okay, I'm not able to keep on it, so I have a problem. But the problem was not Kilian, it was Jim who ran too strong, going harder.
Yeah.
So Kilian was like, okay,
Interesting.
today I'm not enough good physically to keep him, and I'm bad, and it's difficult, and blah blah blah. And Jim took him 10 minutes at La Folie from Arnuva to La Folie, and Kilian was like, okay, I'm really really bad today. But the problem was not Kilian, it was Jim who pushed too hard, and he gets back very soon at the bottom of the uphill of Champé. My team manager came, and as we were together with Kilian, Kilian has had the information as well. He told us, okay, from La Folie to now, it's less than 10K. You took 5 minutes on Jim. It's crazy, 5 minutes on less than 10K on Jim Wamsley, on a section very flat, and on a section where he should be very strong.
You would expect Jim to be strong.
So Kilian, in his head, he was like, okay, I understand. So now Jim was too fast. We are keeping a lot of time on him, and for sure we will catch him. So when we will catch him, I can start maybe a fight with this guy with me, Mathieu. And this is what happened. We passed Champé, and then right after Champé, they told me, you keep again 5 minutes on Jim. So soon enough, we catch on him. And then as he built another confidence and he felt better in the mentally, hits Kilian, and he was able to start another race with me. And what happens? He was very strong on the uphill, and actually no, he was stronger than me on the uphill, and I was stronger than no, he was stronger than me in the uphill, and I was stronger than him in the downhill.
Okay.
And what is fun is that we had the exact time difference in each section. I mean, from Champé to the top of the mountain, it took on me 4 minutes, and then from the top to Trian to the next section, I took 4 minutes. So it was the perfect balance, and we did it on each uphill and downhill. So when we arrived at Valorcine, we didn't discuss, but I think in our head we were like, okay, only one uphill, one downhill.
Now what?
No, what? So in the aid station, it was very the tension was really intense, and yes, we did a 1 minute aid station. I think we get out from the aid station sprinting out of the aid station, and he knew that he was better than me on the uphill and me for the downhill, so he pushed all the way to the top. It took me 10 minutes to the top. I took him 5 minutes in the downhill, but it was not enough, and he arrived 5 minutes in front of me. Yeah.
However, you crossed the line in second place. You ran more than an hour faster than last year. It's an improvement in the number on the podium, but more important than that, it's a huge improvement in performance. Do you ever get to thinking of like, I don't actually know what my potential is?
Yeah, as it's everything, it's kind of new for me every year, improving my level fast. I'm starting to believe that I can fight with the greatest in ultra trail.
Well, you should believe that, eh?
Yeah, but you can't build the confidence in 1 month because in this sport you have to be very humble if you want to win races and if you want to have a long career. And this is what I learned with the book with Kilian actually. So step by step. But now for sure this time and this fight with Kilian give me a boost in my confidence, because you need the confidence in this kind of races, because as I said, a lot happens in the head, and in the head there are plenty of things, but one of them is the confidence. And yeah, I hope that this crazy show we had in this UTMB will give me more confidence to maybe have the confidence to think that yes, maybe one day I can win UTMB, and this is what I will try to work on in the next month to build this. Yeah.
Congratulations on your second place finish at the 2022 UTMB. You put on a heck of a show yesterday.
Thank you. I had a great time, and I hope that the public enjoyed the show as well as we enjoy it with Kilian. Yeah.
I'm sure they did. Thank you.